Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking at a book this morning from Oxford University Press, Principles of Medical Law, 3rd edition. It's now edited by Andrew Grubb, Judith Laing and Jean McHale. And this is the book itself. You can see a heavy book. It's very much in keeping with OUP's publications. You can see the cases, some obviously chapter headings at the beginning. Then when you get to the body copy, you can see the paragraph numbering at the sides and the footnotes at the bottom, which are very useful. There are a couple of very short appendices right at the back, which are basically a few forms, so there's not very much to see there. And then right at the back there's a very detailed index, which is extremely helpful. The book's about 1,200 pages long. It's a heavy book. There's a Flickr review written there, which you may find of some help. And what we say is this: it is medical law, a changing landscape at a controversial time. And that's exactly what this book is all about, because things have changed quite considerably in recent years, certainly since the last edition. It was 6 years ago when the last edition came out, and a number of changes therefore to the healthcare landscape have taken place, notably things like reforming legislation such as the Mental Health Act 2007. Also, much has been accomplished, for example, in the field of assisted reproduction and the use and regulation of human materials such as human organs and tissue. Legal issues arising from healthcare as a profession, of course, have also cropped up. The structure of the NHS currently being reviewed by the new coalition government, and the evolving regulatory environments which impact on this subject as a whole are also dealt with as the controversies continue and will continue to rage. The book is a result of a team effort by at least 20 expert contributors, so again, this is very much an erudite work. As the editors acknowledge, the depth of expertise that this volume has demonstrated in the past has been retained, whilst the changes that have been introduced reflect the evolving nature of this dynamic discipline. And as I say, over 1,200 pages and 22 chapters, and those very short two appendices, you've got punctilious annotations and footnotes. And it's a heavy volume in, as I say, many ways, but it's very well logically structured and organised. And it's got 7 parts covering such areas as the organisation of healthcare, regulating the professions, duties in contract and tort, mental health law, clinical research, and so on. There's a sort of wide range of areas which you would expect in anything to do with medical law. I think of great interest is part 7, which deals with the many fraught and vexed legal issues surrounding the ending of life, as well as the finality of death itself and how we might review this area of law in the future, because it's the one big issue which of course faces everybody, and it causes a great deal of discomfort and concern. So what I would say is it's an authoritative, detailed and scholarly work of reference to be expected from OUP, which should be considered as an essential purchase for any practitioner involved in any aspect of the law pertaining to healthcare. As one would expect in a work of this nature, stature and erudition, there are over 100 pages of tables and cases covering legislation as well, or statutory instruments and acts of parliament, treaties and conventions. And there's a useful piece on European law, which I think will also be helpful. The index at the back I found quite useful too, because it facilitates further research. Obviously the aim of the book is to give it a fairly wide readership from what I can see. The law is stated as at May 2010. Obviously there are relevant changes that have come in since at proof stage, and it assists in what is such a changing landscape for us at such a difficult time. So thank you very much to all concerned for an excellent addition to the Chambers Library. Thank you. Bye-bye.